Welcome, 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 my lovelies. Welcome back. Let's get seated comfortably in my bouncy chair or bouncy stool. Yes, welcome to this video. I hope so far you are having a nice day or a nice evening, and I hope you are sitting comfortably, maybe with a drink of choice, and just sit back and relax and watch this first part. This video is part one of probably many. This video is the very beginning of the yes, definitely the biggest project I have ever taken on. As some of you will have guessed, I'm talking about Georgie's Palace. Yay! Hurrah! I say to myself. Yes, I have decided to, I'm looking here, it's not even here yet, but it will be going on my workbench. But yes, it's the project some of us have been waiting for, me for sure, but I have pondered over it for a long time last year. Different rooms I've been thinking about, the ideas of it, who lives in it, and so on. But so so yes, I hardly know where to start, but this is part one of many videos to come. It could take me all year to do. I may have it done in less than a year. It may take more than a year. Who knows? Who cares? As long as we're enjoying, as long as I'm enjoying doing it and you're enjoying watching. So I thank you in advance for watching any upcoming videos that I put out here on YouTube for you lovely people. So yes, so it's the Georgie's Palace. We're going to I'll take you up into the house first of all, because as some of you will know, it's in our conservatory. So we'll go in there. Oh, the door has just blown open, and that will let the heat out. Let me just put it to. There, I hadn't put the little catch on the top of the door to stop it opening. We've had to put screw on a catch on the door so we can lock it from the inside because of the weather of late. It's just been a lot windier than we are normally used to. So yes, so this is part one. I won't be getting an awful lot done in this video, I don't think, because I haven't yet got round to working out exactly what I'm doing in the rooms. But what I will say is we're going to start with the basement. Normally when I'm doing projects, for whatever reason, I usually just like to do the outside of the building first and then move indoors. I think because I've been thinking about this section of the house for so long now, probably a year, maybe longer, probably longer, that I just want to start on this section, which is the basement of the house. If I just tell you very briefly, some of you will already know, but people who are watching for the first time or don't know about Georgie's Palace, it's the biggest house that I own, and the couple that live in it, it's a man and wife, man and woman. They are married. They don't have children. They are extremely mega rich. Money is no object to them, apparently. I envy them. I really do envy them. I have to say, John Boy and me are like the opposite of the people that live in this house when it comes to finance. I have to say. So I think this is why I want to delve into this. I've already I have to dress the Art Deco house, but I already have gone into this with the two gay guys that own this. They're quite wealthy, because this house is in London or on the outskirts of London, so they've spent a lot of money buying the property, so they're quite well off. But these this couple that own Georgie's Palace, they've taken over the building. It was very, what do you call it? Not demolished, but the house was very old. It was a palace many years ago, and they have gutted it out completely, so it's just completely empty rooms, and then they're going to start decorating each room. They love all different countries and lots of places of interest. But if I start with the basement, which is the whole of the ground, the whole of the width of the house, it's 5 foot wide, almost as tall as I am. Well, no, I'm 6 foot, so that's quite a lot shorter. Anyway, move on, Rich. So this couple, yes, they're extremely wealthy. Money is no object, apparently. And they've been several times to Egypt, places like this. They've been to Cairo. They absolutely love the Cairo Museum and all the artifacts and everything. So in their wisdom, they have decided to knock out all the walls in their basement underneath the whole width of the house, and they are going to turn it into a mock Cairo Museum effect. So they have managed to get certain artifacts and things. They've paid a lot of money, but they have actually got some artifacts brought into the building that they are going to have displayed. A lot of other things are replicas of the real thing, because they couldn't get them. Some things are priceless, so they couldn't have everything. But they have a lot of Egyptian artifacts, from very small to extremely large, 3 times higher than a human being, that kind of thing. And they want to incorporate it into the basement of the house. So it's going to be like a museum. And this basically is just for their own fun and for whenever they have guests around or dinner parties or whatever. At some point, the guests can all go downstairs, go through some big double doors and enter this museum environment. So that's what I'm going to be doing. We'll take you up to the house first, so I can show you the house itself, and then we shall, John Boy and me will dismantle it and bring the basement part down. It's a very heavy house and there's not anything in it yet. It's empty, so I don't know, once we've put it in position and it's been done, I don't think it's ever going to be moved again. So anyway, let's go up and show you what's up in the conservatory. Okay, so here we have Georgie's Palace, the before. As I said, this is going to take a very long time to actually complete, but we will begin our journey today. And next to it is Nigel House. We're already done. That's John Boy's, and I've shown you that before. That's absolutely beautiful inside. So today, as I said, we're going to start on the basement, which is this bit down here. I'll just zoom in a bit. I can just see in the light there's one of the tea bags that Jersey Girl sent, which they still play with. So what we're going to do is take this front piece off, move that out the way, get the house onto the floor, and then get the basement and carry that out to the workshop, and that's where I'll begin work on it. Can't wait. Okay, so here we have the basement. I can tell you now I need a lie down. That was very hard work. Or at least a cup of tea and a piece of cake to help me revive. Anyway, we have managed to get the basement out from underneath the house. We've put the house back again in where it is, in situ, because it is out the way there. It's in its place, so it's not taking up any extra space. So yes, the basement is going to be started on. As I said, I think earlier on, I'm going to take the walls out that are dividing the rooms. I don't want these separate rooms. I haven't decided exactly how high I'm going to go, whether I just leave it to this height I'll think about that first. But what I'm going to do is basically cut the wall out. Maybe the height of the door, as I said, maybe higher. But I'll leave this bit in place, and I'll cut from here straight along to the other side of the room. They're really quite deep rooms. You don't want them to be any deeper than they are, because when the whole house is finished, it's going to be very difficult to get in there to actually dress the rooms. But they are extra long rooms as they are at the moment, so I won't be making them any deeper. That would just be a silly thing to do. Also, you've got to fill them. So I'll cut along there. I might, at the other end of the wall there, I'll probably leave the same distance. I'll just measure this and leave the same distance that end. So I'm basically cutting out archways. I don't think they'll be rounded. Now I've said archways. They may, or they may be square. That I will decide on in between the clips as the video goes on. There's a bit there that you would have stairs in going up to the next floor. There's the hole in the top. I'm filling that in, and I think I'm filling that in and taking this bit out, and I might make doors in the back on the back wall, so it gives me more space. So that probably I'll change right away. But before I do that, although I can cut the walls out and then start looking at it again, but what I will also do is these arched windows at each end of the building, I am going to fill those in, just then I can paint over them or do what I'm going to do on the walls to cover them up. Then before I go any further, I'm going to see where all the items are going to be placed and how I'm going to lay the room out. But if I show you, I have a shoebox here which is full of pieces, and a very large bag here with, it's very heavy, with a lot of pieces in it. These are all Egyptian miniatures to go along in this big room. So I'm going to have to place everything, take everything out, see what I've got, see what I want where, and we'll go on from there basically. Now I'll just show you first of all, I'll hold it in front of the camera, the mask that I'm using when I'm cutting the MDF. Make sure you use a proper mask, I would suggest, because it's extremely fine dust, fine particles. So the mask that I use covers those as well, or stops those getting in. Because doing this is a very, very messy job. Obviously I did it outside on the workbench, and the MDF was blowing everywhere. Now, as you can, I'm showing you so you can see, it's not exactly dead straight lines. I have cut the floor out smooth on the floor there. I did cut that smooth, and on the wall going up, that's quite smooth. And then the bits along here are a little bit rough, but that bear with me. That is absolutely okay for the end result that I'm after. But if I show you, come back like that, you can see now that it's really just got the column down here and the column down there. I am going to add to this, to these bits in the middle here. I'm going to add to that, and I'll show you that fairly soon. But the next step, I'll probably do these columns next, in fact. But I'll just tell you before I get on with this, what I'm planning to do with the back of it. I was talking to John Boy in the morning about starting on the Egyptian Museum area, and he was asking me about what I was doing with it, so I was telling him, but I was saying to him about doing putting certain things in the back and what have you. I am actually not going to use this front area of the building. This is all being taken away. so it will, so none of this will be in front of it. You'll see, you know, what I'm wanting to do as the time goes on, as the videos go on. But while I was discussing what I wanted, John Boy, which is great. I always talk to him. He talks to me whenever we're doing our houses, and then we bounce off each other and give each other ideas. I've said this before, and it's really good, especially in this case. He knows that I don't want these big chunks of wood in the front, and his idea was to cut this down to a shallow depth, cut it right along here, and use this front bit. I won't have these bits of egg cartons on. I'm going to clean all that off and do something else with it, but have that strip and the other strip, which is the same 3 arches, along the back wall, and then the whole thing will be all covered up, and there'll be alcoves with different pharaohs and artifacts and things in them. So it's going to look absolutely fantastic. But instead of building it from scratch, he said, why don't you use those? So that is exactly what I'm going to do. So I just wanted to say something else. Yes, I just wanted to stress this bit. Where I'm now going to cut the front of the outside of the building and put it inside into the back rooms of the dollhouse. I just wanted to stress that again, the fact that I'm not being not being dictated to by the actual kit or the build itself. And I just wanted to say that again, because a lot of people in the beginning, they're a bit worried about what to do. You get a dollhouse and you just put paper on it or paint it, and that's it, or lay some flooring. And a lot of people, until they actually see other people do these sort of things, it gives them ideas and hopefully inspires some of you to do. I mean, a lot of you will know and have done all this before anyway, but it's just really, I'm just trying to show that once you've got a dollhouse, it's just bits of wood. You don't have to keep it exactly as it is. So apart from putting in false walls at the back, doors in the back to make it look deeper, taking walls out, adding walls to make extra rooms, you can also use bits of the outside of the dollhouse, cut them up and put them inside the rooms, and then paint them or paper them or do whatever you want to them. So yes, don't be dictated to by what you've got in front of you. See what you've got and then picture what you'd like, and see if that means changing things, adding on extensions, hiring the building up. As like this was only meant to be 3 floors. It's now 6 floors high, or 7. I can't remember. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 floors high. That actual kit is only 3 floors with the sun lounge on the top. Yeah. So you know you can change it. So let's carry on, and I'll start chopping up bits of wood, and let's see where we go with it. Okay, so as you can see, because I talked about the arches in the back, I couldn't start on the pillars. I had to go straight to the arches. I was just too excited, as always. So yes, so this is, you can still see this was the outside part of the building, and it has the side wall there, which is exactly what I want. So these I've cut them shallower, as you can see. So if I if I just put the table down a bit, so we can maybe get a better view, hopefully. I don't know if I've got the camera on another workbench. I can't bring it closer, so I'm not sure if hopefully it'll be close enough for you to see. Now I've done this, I don't yet know if it will fit in with the pillars and things. I didn't work that one out, but I'm sure it will go. I'm sure it will go in. Will it? It will bend. Yay! There we are. So, and that's this side. Hang on, if yes. Excellent. You're seeing it for the first time with me, so already it's becoming some kind of room. There's something going on in there. Honestly, I want to clap because I've never, I was going to say I've never been so excited over doing dollhouses, but that's a daily occurrence, as you well know. But I haven't slept half the night last night, waiting to start this. So yes, so now I want these columns here to be thicker, more prominent, and they're going to be an integral part of the building. I don't want them to disappear. So when people are in there, I want them to have to walk around these columns, amongst other things, as you know, obviously, once I start kitting it out. But yes, so I'm with these. I'm going to get proper wood. I've got big lengths of wood that were from a fence or something outside, and I'm going to slice them down to the thickness that I want and the width that I want, and then I'm going to attach them in here and glue them to these columns, excuse me, to make them more square looking and more substantial. So I shall go back outside to the saw, cut these bits of wood, and I can place those for you, and just to let you see what I'm talking about. Okay, so I've cut the wood and placed it each side, and as I say, it goes up to the ceiling, and that's not MDF. It's I've cut it off big blocks of solid wood, so that will hold the ceiling up basically as well. So we've got the MDF then along the top, and the column down the middle, but then we also have these added bits of wood, which will you know, keep the weight on the ceiling there. So it'll be absolutely fine for the palace to sit on. So these will be supposedly the palace supports in the basement. So, and they're nice and chunky and solid now. And of course they're going to be covered up. Everything in here is going to be covered up, which I cannot wait to get to to that stage. So that is it so far. I think next I might cut bits of wood. It's getting late now, as you can, it looks light out there, but it's actually darker. I'm looking at it in real life rather than on this video. But yes, I shall carry on with this first thing in the morning. Hurrah! Oh, and I've just noticed I have my foreman, my boss, keeping an eye on the proceedings. Hey, little Nigel. He's probably saying, "Oh, don't bother me, I'm snoozing." Oh, baby. There he is. Now these the windows, they fit very snug into this kit. So if there's any paint on the outside edges there, then it's a real tight squeeze trying to fit them. So I'm just taking that off, and hopefully there, that's good. Seagulls are out today, and there's a neighbour's dog somewhere over in a few gardens away. I can hear barking. It's quite nice and peaceful, really. Right, let's put this over here. Now let me just grab the camera and show you. So as you can see, I've put the window frames in. And you can see I've cut these. This didn't matter, but I've cut these to go more or less level with the window. But as I say, that just doesn't matter at all, because we're going to cover up the windows. If I show you down this side. So what I've done, I've put the window frames in. If I come round this way, it's like a spring day outside in the garden. As you can see, I've got the door open. Lovely sunny day. So if I come round here, you can see I've put the window frames in. I'm not putting the glass in, no glass at all. But I am going to put some black card on the inside and take all the light out. Let me move around here. I'll put the camera in its holder and then I can tell you what I'm doing. Right, yes. Like I say, I'm going to cover the inside of the windows with some black paper or black card. I'll have to look for something, but that's fine. Oh, actually, I think I have thin black card in the house now. I remember, some craft card. So I'm going to cut that out just in a sort of square shape and glue that around the edge so it just completely covers up the window. So what I want from the outside is the, I don't know in all countries, but I know for sure in this country, because of watching programs through over the years, a lot of big houses many years ago, when glass was more expensive. I'm not that knowledgeable, but I do know that many years ago there was a glass tax that you had to pay for if you have so many windows. So a lot of people, to save paying as much tax, bricks in the windows on the inside and just painted it black, and it still showed. Some houses, you can see it still shows the white bits. Some of them are completely black, some of them are left with the white window frames, but they got rid of certain windows so they paid less tax. This is not the reason I'm doing it for this house, because these people don't have to pay tax, apparently. I don't know why. Everyone else does. I wish I was them. No, seriously though, the house, the depth of the house is 17, let me just check, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Right, the depth of the rooms are 17 inches deep. So it's, as I said, it's quite because it's a big house, it's quite deep. So it's 17 inches deep. So I don't want light. I don't want light coming in to have it light and airy. I want it very dark down there. You're wondering why? Because you're not going to be able to see anything. It's going to be so dark and dismal in there. But no. So the windows will be blacked out, so I don't have any natural light coming in from the sides. So it's a very deep, narrow box looking into the darkness, and especially well, with these lights out and just looking at it in a natural light, it's very difficult to see in there. Not for long. I have lots of there we are. Oh no, that's right. Lots of LEDs. Now on a short wire, so I will have to join the wires to take them out the back of the building. But I have a lot of these sets of LED lights. These are where John Boy has the LED lights in his tea room and charity shop. His are the white light LEDs, so it gives a nice bright light. These are the warm light LEDs, so they're more of a yellowy light, if I suppose you can say. So these are not as bright, but they are definitely going to light up the room. So these lights will be placed strategically either in front of or behind different objects in the alcoves throughout the museum itself. So there'll be lots of, and some of them might be up high shining down, some might be on the floor shining up. But it's I have to tell you, I am literally having sleepless nights at the moment. If I am looking more tired than I usually look, I suppose I look tired all the time. I'm getting to be an old man now. But no, it's definitely keeping me awake at night, because I'm decorating this all through the night in my head. Yes, so I'll get some black card, black out the walls, get rid of that, and the little rectangular cutout piece in the roof where this would be stairs going up. I'm going to put a solid piece of MDF in that, the same thickness as the roof, and I'm going to block that in as well, so there's no light coming in whatsoever. And then we shall move on from there. I'm just taking one of the windows out. Instead of putting card right over the window on the back wall, I want it quite close to the window frames. So I'm just going to roughly and carefully cut out, because I've just put a new blade in my knife. There we are. I've got somebody watching me here. Oh, that's very heavy. And this is part of the reason I'm so excited about doing this building. Let me just get some more card. Okay, so I can put this window back in, and then glue these on the inside like so. So I'll just put PVA on the actual frame and then glue the card to it and let it dry, and then we'll show you what that looks like. Right. I'm just heavy breathing here, because in between filming the shots that I'm doing in between, I'm dancing to Stevie Wonder at the moment on the CD player. I don't do an awful lot of walking because I'm here most days, more or less every day, so I don't do an awful lot of exercise that way. But when I'm not filming, I do a lot of dancing around while I'm working on my projects. So I'm sure that's exercise. It's all exercise. Right, there we are. Let's put that on there. I've just cut a piece here, then I've rounded the corners, and it should fit nice and snugly into the hole where the stairwell is. Well, actually, I don't know if that's high enough for you. Oh, you can. All right. Okay. There we are. Right. Oops. So let's put that in. Let's hope it does go in. Now I've done that, it should be an exact measurement. A bit of banging here. Actually, I'll pause the video while I finish banging this in, because it's a bit loud. Okay, so that's gone in, very snug but a nice tight fit, which is what I want. And it's nice and flush. Nice and flush on the ceiling there. Right, I'll just show you this. Now, so that's fit nice and neat, nice and snug. I just want to show you, you can see that it's down slightly there all around, same distance. That's because I don't have a bit of MDF the same thickness as this. I only have a slightly narrower one, slightly less wide one. But that's fine, because the actual main body of the house is going to sit right on top of this whole base. So that will never be seen. But when I am concerned is to make sure, if I bring the table up here, that it's nice so I can get in here for you. So it's nice and flat on the inside there. I've just done it flush with the ceiling there, so I can paint that or do what I want with it, and that will be completely covered up. What I'm going to do, well, the idea is I'll show you, I can't remember if I showed you in the last video, but there I've glued the card on and I've put masking tape on as well, just to block out the light all around. So the only light coming into the building is from the front wall here. There isn't, you do get a wooden wall to go on the front of this building, but I'm not going to use it at all, and I'll show you that later. But the light will be coming in from the front here. So I think the next, so many things to be done to this room. So one of them is right in the centre of that wall there. I'm going to make a doorway right in the middle there, so you can see it when you look around the pillar. Something in this room, hopefully there'll be a lot of obstructions here and there, like the pillars for a start, and different cabinets with things in, and then you have to look behind that to see what's in the archway. So I want it sort of so that you would have to sort of move around it and look around to see things, and you don't just see everything looking from the front view. You have to sort of walk around and look at it, which is exactly what I want. The mysteries of Egypt. I don't even know what that meant then. Who knows? Who cares? So anyway, yes, I'm going to design and make a door there. I have an idea, but at the moment it's just in my head, so we'll see what happens with that. And also another stage which I shall tell you about in un momento. Okay, my lovelies, you can see that it's sunny out there with the sunlight coming in. Lovely day today. So I'm going to wrap this video up here, because well, the main reason is I am going to carry on, so I'm going to carry on filming part 2, but the main reason is I just want to get part 1 out to you now, so you know that I have begun this build. I am beside myself with excitement. I cannot tell you how excited I am that I've started on this. So in the next video, I haven't done it yet, so I'm going to work out how to do it. Then the next video, I will be using a lot of this solid, very dense foam, pieces of foam. These were given to us, well, given to me by our dear friend Martine. So if you're watching, I'm sure you are, Martine. Hello there, my lovely. I've saved this that you sent us to work specially on this building. I didn't tell you, I wanted you to find out in the video. And also I'm going to be using this pink coloured or salmony pink coloured foam board blocks as well. Again, it's very, very solid and dense, and it's different shapes, different sizes. I've got a hot wire cutter, hand cutter, that I'm going to cut bits and texturise them, and I'm going to put them all over the place in the museum, and I'm going to change the walls completely, and everything that you see inside the museum will be altered. Does anyone know how to sleep during these times without waking up every hour for an hour, going over and over what you're going to do to your building next? I'm sure lots of you have the same problem. You know what it's like. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Please look out for part 2 when that comes along. I can't wait. I haven't seen it yet myself. But I'm sure it's going to look, if it's like it is in my head, it's going to look just amazing. Can't wait to start working out how to use all this and how to use hot wire cutters and everything. It's going to be great. So you'll see me learning, so you'll know what it's sort of like if you haven't used this kind of stuff before. So also all these videos, the parts of this video, now I've learned how to do it. Thank you to Janet that messaged to say, could you do playlists? I will put this on its own playlist, and each video for the Georgie's Palace I will put on the playlist, so they will slowly, gradually build up. So okay, I've got to get on and start filming again for part 2. Take care everybody, speak to you ASAP, and keep safe. Bye everyone.